Hi everyone, so this is the playlist for Enterprise DevOps for AI Engineering. In this playlist, we are discussing about the chapter 4, Deploy a Live Application on AWS EC2 Instance. If you want to deploy any web application on top of a server, first thing is I need hardware. On top of hardware, we need to install any kind of OS, either it might be Linux or Windows. Okay, on top of Linux OS, I can run any application. So remember, I can't directly run on top of my OS. In between, there should be any one web server. I can also say as web service. If you want to run an application on top of Linux, for Linux, there is a separate web server we need to install. The web server is Apache. There is also another web server by the name called Nginx. So Apache as well as Nginx. Similarly, if you are running any application on top of Windows, web server we basically use is IIS. So for Linux we have Apache and Nginx. For Windows we have web service as IIS. IIS is nothing but information internet service. It helps to run our application on top of the Windows OS. Okay, similarly Apache helps to run our application on top of Linux. So we already have created our free tier account, and also we have launched our first Linux server or Windows server, right? So in industries, to deploy any applications, we basically use Linux servers. Previous session we already created an instance with the name called Linux machine, right? So this is an Linux instance. I can also say as machine or server. Okay, now I want to connect this. How I can connect? There are two ways. Either you can click this and you can click on the connect, or else you can go inside the server or instance and then you can click on connect here. Okay, if you click on this connect, you have two options to connect with the help of SSH and without SSH. So I will go with without SSH. I have detailedly explained you about how to connect with SSH in the previous video. If you haven't seen this video, you can able to see the eye icon here. You can go and check the video how to create the instance and how to connect with multiple ways. Okay, I will go to the EC2 instance connect. Now if I click on the connect, now you can able to see I can able to launch Linux server. Okay, this is how your Linux server looks like. So you can observe here Ubuntu, and this is your private IP. Okay, so you can go here and check. This is what 172.31.4.20. This is nothing but your private IP. Okay, I want to go for root directory. So in order to change from Ubuntu to root, I need to change the privilege. For changing the privilege, I can write sudo -i, and if I click enter, from Ubuntu I have changed it for root directory. Everything inside Linux are files. Okay, even the folder files or any kind of images, whatever it might be, videos, everything will be acting as a file only. Okay, in Linux the root directory is your slash. Okay, slash is your root directory. Inside the root directory you can find all the respective directories. Okay, so I will change as cd is nothing but change directly slash. In upcoming videos you can able to see a separate videos on complete Linux mastering. Okay, where you will understand about what is mean by Linux and what all the commands we have in the Linux and how to interact with the Linux. Okay, everything you will learn there, but as of now just try to understand like how we basically host an application on any server. Okay, so I will change cd is nothing but change directly to root. So if I write ls is a command where it shows all the folders and files inside that root. Okay, hit enter, you can able to see I have lot of files here. So bin, boot, div, ect, home, lib, var, sys. So we have many things here, right? So I have explained detailedly in upcoming video. So I already said you, if you want to live any application, I need web server, right? So till here we have already done. Hardware is done and Linux OS we have installed and we have also launched that one, right? So now I need to install any web service. For Linux, the web service I need to install is Apache, or I can install Nginx. I have launched the Linux instance, so I will install Apache. After installing Apache, I will run the app. Okay, here first thing before installing Apache, I will ensure to update my server. For update, we basically used to write apt update -y, and if you hit enter, you can able to see it's my server is getting updated. So now it successfully has been updated. Now let's try to install Apache. I need to write apt install Apache 2. Okay, so if you hit enter, apt is nothing but a package manager it's similar like pip. Okay, so in Python, if you want to install anything, we used to write pip install matplotlib, pip install scikit-learn, right? So pip, similarly in Linux we use apt instead of pip. Okay, I will press S here and hit enter. So it's successfully installing, right? Once after it's successfully installed, right, let's verify whether it's successfully installed or not. For verifying, I will write systemctl status apache 2, and if I hit enter, you can able to see active running. So one thing you have to understand here is, once you create any instance, right, either it might be Linux or Windows, it comes with two kinds of IP. One is public IP and another one is private IP. So in order to access my server, I can make use of public IP. I will copy this public IP and let's try to see whether I can able to access my Apache or not. So I will go here and I will paste this control V. Okay, and if I hit enter, let's see whether I can able to access Apache or not. As you can see, I can't able to access this site, can't be reached. This is because my firewall is blocking this. Firewall, it's kind of a middle layer in between your server and incoming traffic. Okay, so any incoming traffic, first my firewall verifies whether it's a valid traffic or invalid traffic. Okay, so once you create a server, defaultly it will only have SSH incoming traffic, right? So now if I see this, if I copy this one and if I check this in notepad and if I hit enter, so my incoming traffic is HTTPS. We already know, right? So this instance, it's only have SSH. Okay, so what we need to do? We need to enable our firewall. Here in AWS, this firewall are nothing but our security group, right? So I need to enable security group. How to edit this security groups? For editing security groups, I will go to my instance. So if you go back to the instance, this is what our instance is, right? So I will click on this instance or server, I can say. So you can able to see this kind of options. I will go to the security. Inside the security, you can able to see security groups, right? So I will go to the security. You will get many things here like security group name, ID, and its description. You can able to see you only have port 22. This is nothing but our SSH. See, for each and everything we have respective dedicated port. For SSH we have 22. For HTTP it's 80. Okay, if it's HTTPS 442. So here we have two types. One is inbound rule and outbound rule. Inbound rule are nothing but incoming traffic. Okay, so any traffic or any, you can assume this traffic as a request. Okay, either it could be anything, SSH, HTTP, HTTPS. Okay, which comes to our server, okay, as an input. Okay, so outbound rule is nothing but the traffic that is going out from my server. Okay, so I need to edit the inbound rule. As I can able to see, this is the inbound which coming as an HTTPS, right? So I need to edit this. I need to allow this traffic. Okay, how to allow the network? By enabling my firewall, nothing but my security groups. So I will go here and there is one thing called edit inbound rules. I will add the rule and I will say allow all traffics. Either it could be anything, allow it. In the custom, I will change it for any IPv4 and I will save the rules. Once after you saved this inbound rule, I will go to the browser and I will just write as HTTP : and I will paste this, and if I hit enter, now I can able to see, I can able to access my first page, default page, I can say as my Nginx web page. Now I can access this web page globally, okay, with the help of this IP. So let me try in mobile. Okay, so I will open the browser. As you can see, I can able to access this entire page. Okay, so even you can able to access this with the help of this public IP. Okay, now let's try to change this web application. I will change its code to our custom code. Okay, so I know this HTML page is present in this folder path. Okay, so what I will do, I will copy this complete path and I will go to my server and I will change the directory at cd. You can press shift and insert to in order to paste. Okay, so let me change this. So if I hit enter, now see I am in respective HTML page. Okay, so inside where there is a folder by the name called www. Inside that there is a folder called html. If I write ls here, I can able to find this index.html. This is what your complete page. Okay, so this is where it's located. Okay, there is a folder by the name called where. Inside that there is another folder www. Inside that there is another folder html, in which I have the index.html. I have reached to that path and I am able to see my index.html page. If you want to see the page, you can write as index.html, and this is what the code for the complete Apache web page, right? This is the code for this. Okay, now I will change the code. I will give just a simple header. Okay, so for changing the code, I will write echo. So let's say as a header one, h1, this is my first uh, web application live on AWS 2. Okay, AWS EC2. So I want to edit which file. So for editing, you need to write greater than symbol and you just need to write index.html. And if I hit enter, if I do cat again, you can able to see now, right? I only have this header. So again, if I go to the page and if I refresh this page, now you can see this is my first web application live on. This is my custom code changes, right? If I check this similarly in my mobile, if I refresh this, you can able to see this is my first web application live on AWS. This is how you can put the custom code. Let's try by taking some GitHub code. You can go to my GitHub coder Amin /coder Amin. I will paste everything, all the links in the description. If you want to find out all the links, you can go and check it out the description. Okay, I will paste this demo website repository where there is an HTML page. Okay, if I go to the HTML page, I will copy complete code, Control A and Control C to copy. I will go to the server and let me change here as vi index.html, and if I hit enter, this is only the code I have here, right? Now I need to delete this and I need to paste this one. Means you need to press I here. I is to insert. Now I can able to edit. This is an edit mode. You need to press I here. Okay, so if you press I, it will be in the insert mode. Now I can delete this. So let me delete this one and I will insert this. For inserting, you can press shift and you can press insert button. Okay, now all the code which I have copied from the GitHub, I have pasted here. Okay, if I want to get out from the file, you can press escape colon. Okay, you can write wk and hit enter. Okay, it will, you are just exiting the file. Okay, so if I do cat again, cat index.html file to see what's there here in the index.html file. Now see, whatever the code I have copied from my GitHub repository, I can see all the code here, right? Okay, now let's try to refresh my application. Let's see whether I can able to see my web application here or not. Okay, if I refresh this, so see, you can able to see this is my custom web application. Okay, everything you can, if I go to about page, it's going to about page, project page, it's going to my project page, teams, services. Yeah. My web application is completely live on our Linux server, or I can say as Linux instance now. Now let's try to see the same thing in our mobile application. So this is what the thing we have right now, right? It's not updated yet. If I refresh this, now let's try to see whether I can able to access that website. Now see, I can able to access that website, right? In the upcoming section, we can see like all the networking configurations and all the components that comes under the networking configurations in AWS. And also we can do some practical exercise on auto scaling, how we can perform auto scaling in AWS.